Where do you live?
In the city.
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
Own or rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
How come?
It's an even longer story.
Damn, don't nobody want me? Nobody. Me, I want you. I want you. So you telling me nobody really want me?
Don't date someone you want. Date someone who wants you.
First of all, there's no such thing as relationships anymore, apparently. It's all just hooking up, friends with benefits, and never-ending talking stages. It's not at all what it used to be. Like, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby and the baby carriage. No. It is first comes sex, then comes ghosting, then comes emotional trauma and trust issues. And then everybody does the opposite of what you're supposed to. So if they like someone, they don't tell them. If they want to be with them, they act like they don't. Everybody wants what they can't have, but then when they have it, they don't appreciate it, so they lose it. So then they'll fight to get it back, and then when they get it back, they don't really want it because they didn't really want it anyway. They just wanted to get it back but not really have it. You feel me?
So guys, apparently dating in your 30s and modern dating is a pain in the ass. You see what these ladies talking about. Ladies, obviously they're speaking from their standpoint, what they have to deal with in terms of dudes that are married, dudes that are short, dudes that aren't really younger guys, especially the older you get, women, the older you get, as far as you ladies, it's going to be more difficult to find a guy that's going to want to date you that's your age. So either it's going to be a much, and I've said this several times, it's going to be a much older man or a much younger man. I mean, for a lot of times, isn't really going to take you seriously. And I've had a lot of ladies disagree, but I'm like, hey, give it a few years. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for somebody that may be your age, that doesn't have any baggage, even though you may have baggage. And you got to understand, we've lived our lives. Even in your 20s, you're getting baggage. We're all getting baggage a lot of times. So it's rare. And a lot of times you're like, I shouldn't have to settle for someone. Why are we playing these games? And dudes, we say the same thing. If we're in our 30s, right? Why are we playing games? Why are we acting like we're still in our 20s? Like we don't know what we want? Why a lot of us have emotional trauma and have been in breakups and all of these different things, and we're still holding on to this with the fear, but we want to date. We want this person to knock on our door and say, hey, I'm here to live happily ever after. And that's not how it goes. You have to go through a few different people, which makes you better at the end of the day. Or you might be one of those lucky people that encounter that one person right off top and you don't have to go through it, but it's very rare. People want what they can't have. People don't want to express how they feel for getting their feelings hurt, or the potential this person may ghost them, like the lady was saying. It's all about sex, smash, and dash. And it's both sides. It's not just men doing the ghosting, women are doing the ghosting. Because they, at the same time, women are looking for, got that hypergamous mindset where they're looking for the next best thing. I'm looking for this guy. Oh, there's 100 more men just like him. He probably said something just in conversation I didn't like. So I got all these different options. So let me go back to this guy. Well, let me wait for Tyrone or Chad to call me back. Just once again, what she described, this lady in the last video, it's the Tyrone effect. We get in this position a lot of times in our 30s where we're constantly chasing after somebody who doesn't feel the same way about us. Men and women. Women are waiting for Tyrone while you're whining and dining her. You're that guy that wants to show her a good time, but she has this emotional attachment, or she's emotionally unavailable because she's waiting for Tyrone to come back on the scene, or for Tyrone to come to his senses. And a lot of times it just doesn't happen, man. So with that involved, a lot of us have kids in our 30s. I mean, some don't, but a lot of us have kids. We're dealing with life. We're dealing with kids. We're dealing with baby mamas. We're dealing with baby daddies. We're trying to, if we're not established, we're trying to get our careers, or even in our 30s, we're trying to figure out what we want to do with our lives. So you're trying to do that, match that along with having a social life, trying to compete on social media, which destroys the whole dating market a lot of times, even though you're able to meet people, but it gives you a false sense of what's really going on. People with social media, they don't want to settle because we always feel that there's someone better. And at the end of the day, just to be honest with you, you're always going to see someone that looks better than the person you're with. It's just the way it is, men and women. You're always going to see someone, whether you're walking down the street, out and about, that is going to be more aesthetically pleasing than the person you're with. But are you going to throw it all away and think that the grass is greener, or think that you always have a better chance at something? It's your life at the end of the day, but settling, if that's how you look at it, or you just go through life being a career bachelor or career bachelorette and just leave it at that. But don't complain about it. This is just how it goes, man. You have to just, figure out what it is that you want and just try to be that person that you think this person would want. Vice versa. Are you that person that you would want to date? Do you think you fit all the criteria? What are you able to provide? Because at the end of the day, especially in 30s, when you're in your 30s, 40s, you realize that relationships, you try to get in a relationship to give, it's not to take. And a lot of people end up taking. I would say, from a man's standpoint, men are mostly the ones who are giving, unless you're ended up with a homosexual. And women, a lot of times, if they haven't grown up or matured, they're just going to be concerned in taking and what a man can do for her, what a man can give her, what a man can provide her, instead of her being that person who's willing to give, who's willing to help out, who's willing to make sure that this man is the best that he can be, and he can in turn do the same thing with her. So it's cold in these streets. It's cold in these streets, guys. I'll be the first to tell you. It is cold in these streets, trying to find someone that's solid, and that's not with the games. But the games don't end with you being a teenager or in your 20s. They continue on even into the 40s. There's still people out there playing games, man. So put your best foot forward, man. As I always say, it'll fall in your lap. Take the pressure off. Don't worry about it so much. It'll just fall in your lap, but you have to put yourself out there. In order for it to fall in your lap, you have to put yourself out there, man. But just take the pressure off. Detach. Be easy like Sunday morning. Just be all around good person, and that person will come, man. So that's all I have to say about this video. Let me know your comments below. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Calendly and Linktree, the book of one-on-one, as well as purchasing all my products. And with that being said, peace be upon you all, and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.